It was a work meeting.
All
Just
right.
because we were getting drunk.
Well, I guess we might as well start the podcast.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I
with
guess
this
so.
Bojo opener. So, welcome to our listeners to the Space Stallion podcast, where we play Rocket League and chat shit and chill extra hard. Okay,
Welcome.
let me hit
Welcome.
play. And let's do competitive 3v3. Searching. So yeah, every episode of this podcast we pick 3 themes to discuss, or 3 topics more like. And yeah, I'm quivering with excitement to hear what you guys have selected for this week.
Yeah.
Dave, you want to start?
Okay. Yeah, sure. So my question, and he came up with it today, was because we were discussing cancel culture. My question was, is there a situation, if any, where someone should actually be cancelled? Like, at what level
Right.
should someone be cancelled?
Right.
Or if at all, you could say no, they shouldn't be cancelled.
Yeah.
No one should ever be cancelled ever.
I'm
That's
more
the
with
question.
the second camp. I think cancellation is kind of dumb. I'm all for, like, I think it's a cultural thing, but in my country, we're all for freedom of speech above anything else. So the other day I was telling my colleagues that we were discussing basically what you can and cannot say at the workplace, and I was telling them that I think it's bullshit to even have things that you cannot say. Well, obviously within reason, but you should not like it shouldn't be anybody's business to limit what you have to say in any way.
Yeah.
And that goes
Yeah,
to like canceling people on Twitter as well.
People always take it to the extreme, though, don't they? Like if you're going to go either way and say we're going to have guidelines, then they'll be taken extreme.
Yeah.
Like they'll set very rigorous guidelines, and then how political can those guidelines be versus what's right and wrong to say at a sort of basic human level.
I think first of all, if you don't want to listen to somebody, especially online, just don't follow them. It's a bit different in the real world, because if you work with that person, or you know, if you're both in the same occupying the same like space, it's obviously then you need to follow societal norms, because otherwise you're just a jackass. But if it's specifically for online stuff, just unfollow. Just you know, don't pay attention to those people. Don't go out of your way to cancel them, because
Or just be able to have a good debate.
Or that.
I mean, I think another side to it is
I agree,
be able to take on board some opinion that isn't the same as yours. I know it sounds really obvious to say, but I think people struggle with that
especially
pretty often
now,
these days.
Yeah.
It's like if you really don't agree with their opinion, then okay, cut them off.
Yeah.
But if you don't agree with their opinion and you want them to hear yours, then just I don't know, vocalize it in a constructive way that's not critical to them as a person.
Do you guys remember the days when you could not have an opinion about something? Oh shit.
That's now, right?
Well, no, like
now
you're
you have
expected
to have an opinion on everything.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
If you don't have,
like
you're part
every
of the
corporation
problem.
has to support every movement or whatever. Yeah, that's kind of stupid, really. Like, you can just not. If you don't want to get involved in a debate or a topic, then that's your right to do that, I think.
Yeah, like
But then-
silence is being part of the problem. If
Yeah,
is kind of the
it's not
common term that
always.
you hear, right?
yeah. Man,
Might
those were
not
the
wanna involve
days.
yourself.
I remember when I could just not know about something and not have an opinion about it, not be judged.
Yeah.
Now you have to learn about the subject,
Yeah,
form an
yeah.
opinion on the spot.
Wait, you mean you don't know about this specific minority group's struggles in a country you've never been in and don't know too much about? How
Well,
dare you?
I guess you're racist.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe you should be cancelled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's.
What about?
Dave? Can you move your controller away from your mic a bit? All I can hear is like clattering.
Yeah, if I can. Although I'm
Yeah,
playing
like-
like right next to it, so it's kind of hard.
Playing
I just won't hit the
super
button so
intensely
hard about that.
with the controller
Yeah.
next to his mouth.
I'm like super
how-
laggy right now as well.
It's how I used to play Street Fighter, just like
Yeah.
mash
Yeah, like
every button.
kids on Christmas with the controllers next to your face. Yeah. What?
I was going to say, what about someone
Oof.
being cancelled for what they did rather than what they said?
an own goal?
Is that
Let's see.
valid?
Roll,
don't think so.
Roll the tape. No, it's this guy.
I reckon it was an own
No.
goal.
Oof.
That's
Look,
Oof.
what's that?
Oof, oof,
No.
oof.
I saw a touch
Like,
there.
just about
You're
touched
sus.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, cancelled for what you did. Again,
Yeah,
is it
like
somebody
let's say
that
Travis
is?
Scott, for example.
Ooh, yeah,
Travis
yeah,
Scott let
heard
some of
about
his
that.
fans die at his concert.
Yeah,
Should
yeah,
he be not allowed to have any public concerts after that
I
point?
think that
'Cause I
should
would
be
say
up
he
to.
shouldn't.
Yeah,
He should not be allowed to do anything public after
yeah.
that.
Hang on.
Because he proved
how-
that he doesn't
di-
give a fuck
just-
about his fans. Oh, beat
Just
myself.
define, because I don't know the story. Define what you mean by he let them die.
He
Because that
literally
sounds
straight
like
up killed a
Oh,
he,
bunch
he
of
Because-
watched them die.
Okay, fans were getting killed because of there was like a mosh pit and fans were dying and they was like getting crushed and stepped on and shit and
Yeah.
the fans were saying, "Oh, stop the concert! People are getting crushed here.
Yeah.
People are like suffocating and fainting." And he literally was watching them. He was watching people carry unconscious bodies out and continuing to perform.
Yeah.
So, you
Front
know,
row is
that's something you should be cancelled
Well,
for. Yeah.
So there was proof that he was watching them carry the bodies out. Like he could
Yeah,
see that.
he was
No.
aware of what's happening and continued to perform.
He might.
much.
Okay, I don't like him. I don't want
would
him
say-
to have more concerts. But
Yeah,
in
he
his
seems like a very unpleasant person.
in his defense, though, it's very very hard to see when you're on stage, especially with
Yeah.
lights in your face. It's extremely hard to see the audience. I only know this like from having played on a stage. It's you basically see blackness. You don't see anything. So he might not. He might have either seen it and not realized what it was, like maybe people like
Maybe.
passing
Maybe if it
out
was just
from
some
all the
drunk
excitement.
person. Yeah.
His songs
But
are
the
so
staff
good.
knew, though. The staff of the concert knew,
Yeah, the staff knew. That's the thing. The staff knew.
Well, yeah,
and they didn't
but
do anything.
That's one thing though. But like, did they inform him? And another thing is it his responsibility?
Yeah.
Obviously, if he sees something terrible happening, he should do something. But is he responsible
Yeah.
for stopping the concert? Like,
Yeah.
is that his call to make? Or?
Well, I don't know.
I know for sure because the only reason I know about this is because of a video of a girl who was informing one of the lighting guys that this is happening and they should stop the show, and he kind of behaved like that's not my job, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it was
don't
not my
know.
problem
I don't know whose job it is, but it's definitely somebody's.
Yeah.
Like there's most probably like a first aid person. There probably has to be by law at these concerts.
Yeah.
But should he be cancelled for this? Look, I don't think if he wants to make concerts, I think the venues are within their right to not allow him to perform there.
Yeah.
But if he wants to make like a concert in his backyard, like sure, and whoever wants to go,
I guess
they should
if
go.
people are stupid enough to want to listen to him still, then
yeah,
can do that. They can go ahead.
Wait. Define cancel. What do you mean by should he be cancelled?
Well, like, is it appropriate for to say no one should listen to this person, no one should go to his concert, no one should, he shouldn't get anything from it?
Look at Michael Jackson. I'm not saying whether you should or shouldn't listen to him.
Yeah.
But he's obviously still incredibly popular after the allegations against him.
Yeah.
He's also dead though, so he doesn't get any of the money.
Yeah, that was post-mortem though. That's
yeah.
Well, there was loads of allegations flying around whilst he was alive.
Yeah, but that was...
Yeah, but they didn't know.
That wasn't for surezies.
Well, he hasn't
at
even
that
been... it's not like Jimmy Savile where he's actually been... Oh, fuck me. That was an own goal.
So let's see, in slow-mo. Ooh, very tasteful.
Okay, there was someone else there anyway, so...
Yeah, sure.
I'll accept my diminished responsibility on that one.
I do think it's slightly different. This is something that you cannot deny. Like, this happened. There's footage of it. But still, I don't know if he should be cancelled. I'm inclined to say, and cancelled meaning he shouldn't be allowed to make music and play at concerts and stuff like that.
Jesus
Christ.
Ooh,
Dave is on a roll.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna... I'd like to blame the lag. But,
yeah.
It probably wasn't that.
Yeah. Still, like, when it's a very slippery slope. If we start canceling people for, even if it's for this, which, to be honest, I think it wasn't intentional. Probably could have been prevented, but I don't think it was intentional to let all those people die. Obviously, nobody wants that.
With proper organisation, it could have been,
But
again, it's like the question is, if you're a horrible person, like objectively horrible person, should you be cancelled, or should people still be allowed to enjoy it? Like, let's say I don't know, Rolf Harris's artwork. Should you still be able to appreciate his artwork if you like it?
I don't know who that is. Did he do something bad?
Another paedophile.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was with Jimmy Savile and
okay. Jimmy's gang.
Yep.
I could think of maybe Hitler should have been cancelled. But if that was a thing back in the day.
You're not allowed to look at his artwork anymore.
Yeah. Or maybe that's the issue. Maybe that's why. Because his art school cancelled him, so he had to go.
Exactly.
I think
they rejected him.
Maybe if you get to the point of actually killing someone, then I can get on board with you should be cancelled.
Real cancellation.
Yeah. but again,
maybe.
Yeah, I think it was not intentional, right? He didn't kill those people on purpose himself, right? It was
Hitler
not his,
Hitler.
No. Travis Scott. So again, I don't actually like him. I don't like him as a person, and I don't like his music. But
obviously, do it intentionally. Yeah,
it wasn't intentional.
Yeah,
so,
he seems like a very unpleasant person. But again, is that enough reason to get cancelled? I'm not sure.
Well, I don't think it's fair to just cancel people. Like, let's say. He didn't know. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. And I've come into this completely fresh, so I don't know the story or anything like that. So let's say he had no idea that people were getting injured at his concert. And maybe even if he did, he might have thought, okay, that's being handled, so I can continue. I don't know. But based on... based on that, I don't think it's fair to say that you should cancel someone, as in stop them being heard, because then you're kind of taking away any freedom that they have because of an opinion
lads.
that you have.
I need to tell my wife to not wash dishes right now. Babe, the mic is picking up all of your dishwashing, so can you not do it now? No. Just do it later, okay? Or I'll do it after this.
Wow,
Please.
it's a sweet deal.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry about that. Brief wife interruption. No. You know how wives are.
Oh, here we go. This is going to be the edgiest first podcast.
She's rolling her eyes at me.
She can be a guest star in the next episode. She
Yes, if this
Doesn't
gets
do the
enough
washing.
likes or whatever, comments, we'll have my
5
wife.
likes.
Yeah, 5 likes. Pretty low bar. If this gets 5 likes, we'll have my wife on next time. Ask her some women questions.
oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
What is it like to bleed once? Oh no. Yeah, we'll think about it. Maybe not that one.
Yeah. I'm sure it sucks ass.
Yes. But yeah, I'm personally I'm against cancellation for any reason. If it's not like let's say a famous person, like if Jimmy Savile was found out during his lifetime that he was a pedo, and if he was on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that and had a YouTube channel, yeah, cancel that guy. But I think that should be, I don't know, that should count as it should be against the guidelines of those platforms to not allow people like that a platform, right?
But then you take away people's freedom, like.
But if they are,
I think if those guidelines are
if they're
political,
actual criminals. I think if we say
hold
not
up.
if
Are we
someone's
talking
a
about Jimmy
criminal,
Savile
because
or
they
Travis
commit a
Scott?
crime.
Yeah, because I agree.
Yeah.
Just cancel Jimmy Savile, obviously.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
But-
intent is important, is what I mean. Objective intent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think this
And
discussion
if
or
they've
this question
committed
came.
an actual. Oh man, lag.
Jeez, I'm lagging like.
Go on, Dave. What were you saying?
I think our Wi-Fi is getting overloaded. We're doing too much. I was going to say this started from the people wanting to cancel Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan because of their podcasts recently,
Right.
which I haven't actually listened to. I've only seen clips from. But again, you know, apparently Jordan Peterson's quite dismissive of like global warming and people aren't happy with that, which is fair enough. If he is actually being dismissive of global warming, then you're definitely got the right to be annoyed about it. But should you be cancelled for it? I don't know. You should argue against it. People should make videos and say why he's wrong.
Or just switch away. Just listen to somebody else.
Or just
and
say I'm
I
not
think
going to
it's
listen
probably-
to Joe Rogan anymore because I don't agree with the opinions.
Exactly.
But I don't blame Joe Rogan because he gets loads of different people on with loads of different opinions and he doesn't always question or challenge them necessarily. The point of his podcast is just to,
I think
just to
it's
get different
important
people
to
on, so
know
I don't blame him.
exactly. Dave, can you hear what we're saying? Or
Yeah, it's a bit laggy. I think there's too many things on the Wi-Fi because we've got the laptop with the voice chat and two of us playing Rocket League, and the other laptop trying to screen record. I think it's getting overloaded, to be honest, because it is a bit slow.
Wait, but you don't need Wi-Fi or internet for all of those things, right?
No,
Like,
not for the
you
recording,
only really needs internet.
but to play
for-
Rocket League.
Yeah, to play Rocket League and for voice chat. So
Yeah,
if anything
and
else
the
is
Discord
running
chat,
on
yeah.
Wi-Fi. Anyway, fascinating
recording should be
technical
fine,
difficulties.
Yeah.
This
My
is
screen
the-
recording's going to be unusable, to be honest, because
just Dave, just turn
maybe
your
it'll be
screen recording
funny.
off.
Maybe it'll be
Just turn it
amusing.
off. That'll fix
Yeah.
the audio probably.
Yeah.
It might do, yeah.
Well, I apologize to the audience because this is probably gonna be left in because I'm not gonna bother editing it out.
Okay,
Just leave
screen recording's off.
But what I was saying was that I think you need to find exactly what you disagree with in regards to Jordan Peterson, Dave, when it comes to global warming. Because I have no idea the exact statement that he said or anything like that. I heard that small clip with him on Joe Rogan, which was him talking about the word climate and how it means
the word environment.
everything.
Yeah. Lost connection.
But I don't think that is him denying that global warming exists, because
no, but that's I was saying what other people want to cancel him because of his opinions that he's expressed on the podcast. So I haven't listened to the whole thing, so I don't know. I saw that bit about what the word environment means.
Again, though, even if he said one thing which you might not have agreed with, or a bunch of people didn't agree with, how many things has he said that have changed people's lives? You know, I personally have so much respect for Jordan Peterson. Like
I don't think
things.
I don't think respecting someone means you have to agree with everything they say, though.
Completely, but I'm saying, for me, the information that he's provided to change, to help people that are in need, is invaluable. And as we were talking about it off the podcast yesterday, but as Victor mentioned, you know, he's done more for our generation than probably anyone else.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he should be cancelled, to be honest, even if you disagree with his opinions on climate change or global warming.
Yeah, just in general, cancel culture, like to circle back to Dave's topic. I don't know if it helps anyone. I get it, like people are pissed about somebody saying something, but does silencing people actually help anyone? Has that ever been historically the case? I don't know.
I can try and sum this up with one Bill Burr skit, which was I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something like, how many of you would still be employed if your employer could see your chat history?
Oh, yes.
Right.
For sure.
So
yeah, that's true. I'm sure I wouldn't be.
The comments that you make amongst your friends in private, it has, different different impact and whatever, but
it's just locker room talk.
God.
I think if somebody listens to this like 10 years from now, they might not get this reference, but it's a US president saying that you can basically say anything you want in locker room talk. But
this is where the sort of decentralization of things will remove the capability.
Man, you're stretching this decentralizing thing so thin.
Well, to remove the capability to cancel someone.
Oh, okay.
If that's the aim of the platform.
Yeah. I think.
Oh.
I think we should. Well, I should listen to my own advices and just not care about when people are canceling people. Like, to be completely honest, hot take here, I don't think Louis C.K. is a bad guy. He's pretty funny. So yeah, I really like that he's been getting back into his doing his specials. Whoever thinks he's a sexual predator, just don't watch his specials. Just don't engage with women anyway.
Just because he jacked off in front of a few women. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that that's normal. He's definitely a weirdo, but he's a funny weirdo. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. If someone's funny, even if they did, like, it's not irredeemable what he did. So.
Yeah.
I got
those
kicked
women
from the
are probably
party I lost connection.
Banned.
Damn, Dave's lagging so bad, like his voice.
Absolutely banned.
The recording will be fine, but the internet is sussy AF right now.
That's absolute bans. So now we're playing with some rando.
Lol.
Oh, you're not here?
We're on the menu then.
Yeah.
I got kicked because my
just wait
connection.
for us.
I got disconnected. It kicked me from the party.
Yeah, maybe. Wait, hold on. Aren't you using a LAN cable for your Xbox?
No, don't have
Are
a
you
LAN
are you
cable.
playing on Wi-Fi?
No, it's
Oh,
yeah. The Xbox is on the Wi-Fi, and so is the laptop. So
You're sure you're on the right Wi-Fi, right?
lag. I don't think we even.
Dave,
Yeah, I'm on the
you sure
extension.
you're on the right Wi-Fi?
Yeah, but the thing is, because I'm using the extension, it's slower.
Ugh.
Because it's got to go through the extension, then go to the router, whatever, and connect. Jeez, this connection is
oof.
sus AF. I might have to quit Rocket League, then I'll probably improve the connection of my the video chat Discord.
Just try it.
What? Man, I've been consistently sucking throughout this whole sesh at Rocket League. Yeah, whoever's watching this, trust us, we're usually better than this. Well, depends on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say this is our peak.
Yeah, this is the best we've done. Now that Dave's gone, I think we might actually win.
Could be.
Yeah.
Stop getting those own goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Oof. Ollie yeeted me out of the way, ensuring that I would never touch this ball. All right, Ollie, what was your topic for this week?
Well, it even ties in with the last comment that I made about decentralization. It's the value of NFTs. And for those who don't know what NFTs are, I'm guessing
I don't.
if some of the people that listen to this might, but they're non-fungible tokens.
Oh, that explains it.
Basically, if you have, you can buy cryptocurrencies, and then with that cryptocurrency, you can purchase a NFT, which is an immutable asset on a blockchain. So basically, what you buy is the only version of that thing that exists, and that can't be disputed. Long story short, people are buying NFTs of JPEGs, like you might have seen on Twitter. They buy ones called Bored Apes, or all these different collections. But I was really I just wanted to touch on the topic of the value of them.
Well, $96 million, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Or whatever it was that Beeple sold for.
Oh, 69.
69. Ooh, nice.
Yeah. 69 million.
Yeah. Do you think they stopped there on purpose? They're like, oh, okay,
of course.
Stop the bidding.
I think maybe that's just what he asked for. I don't know. He probably set a price and was like,
yeah, I would not be surprised. Yeah. First of all, like it took only like half an hour before we start all the crypto topics. I'm sure that would be a theme for many more podcasts.
Yeah.
But the value, the actual inherent value, I think that's the word. For me is 0. So
inherent value of what though? Of the NFTs
specifically, not of the art. I think the art obviously it's subjective. But I think, as far as I understand it, I might be wrong. Let's say you have a minted copy, or how would you say it? Minted token of Beeple artwork.
Yeah.
What do you actually own, because if you buy a piece of art from a like street artists, you own that art. That's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. So what do you actually own?
But what is ownership then? That's kind of the question you should probably be asking.
Something that sorry,
Damn.
I got possessed by the spirit of Dave.
Be me next.
Don't worry.
Oh, that's bad.
Don't worry. We got this.
That's bad news.
Dave number 2 is very mad. So what it means to own something? Well, if I have the piece of art and I can put it in my house and nobody's gonna come and take it from me, I'm pretty sure I own it. If I've paid for it and I have a receipt saying that, oh yeah, you've bought this painting, and I hang it up my house, and I look at it and nobody's gonna come take it from me because it's theirs, I think that means it's mine. But what having NFTs is doing is essentially saying you own a piece of code somewhere on some database or blockchain or whatever, and that is about it, because you don't actually own the art, right? You don't actually own you cannot actually use it for any purpose, as far as I know right now, other than reselling it or reselling your part of your stake in that art, right? Is that right, Ollie?
Well, I've got a couple of qualms with a couple of things that you said, but I was gonna let you finish before responding.
So I was just gonna say that for me that has no value. Oof. Good thing we got that extra goal.
So
for me that doesn't add any value. It actually takes away value from the art if a billion other people also have part of that art in the digital form, and none of us owns the art really, right?
Well, I think you're kind of asking, can you own something digital? And I'd say the answer is yes, because as we slowly merge into the metaverse, sounds like a tagline for
Metaverse.
the Zuck.
Jack in.
I think that ownership is going to be crucial, because people will start to live their lives online, and that's a different discussion whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But you mentioned that you can't have an NFT in your house and hang it and whatnot, because it doesn't. You can do that with a real piece of art, and someone can come and take your NFT. But I don't understand that, because if you can hang, an NFT is just a representation of something. Mm-hmm. So let's say Dave draws an image, and you want to buy. You can buy the representation of that image, so that you have ownership of.
Save it.
Yeah, right click save as. Yeah, so that you have ownership of that representation of that image, which is pretty much the same as being the owner of it, because if it's in digital format, then
wait, I don't think that's right. The only knowledge I have of NFTs is Beeple's interview about his art that was sold for 69 million. So he said the copyright is his, the actual image is still his, and what people have been bidding on is those minted tokens, right? So what people have are those minted tokens, which actually they are linked to this piece of art, but nobody but him owns that art or can use that art in any meaningful way. That's exactly what he said. And I think that's why it's bullshit, because if it was a physical piece of art and you bought it, the copyright is yours. You have that image. You can sit in your house and repaint that image as much as you want. You can draw on it. You can use it in your video, in your film, in your whatever, and nobody's gonna ask money of you for that, right? Because you own it. So I think that's a huge difference to how art used to be traded. now you own a token, right? That's the thing you have. Not any.
You own the representation of that JPEG right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
However, that doesn't define what an NFT is. Like an NFT, like I mentioned, it's an immutable asset. So that could be any file format. That could be anything.
Yeah.
That could even be a physical thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be tied to a digital asset. That could be a physical thing as well. So, for example, if people wanted to give away the I don't know how you call it with art, but the copyright for the art, then he could put that in an NFT as well and say,
but he didn't,
this
right?
is so that's just one example of how NFTs are currently being used in when it comes to the image format. However, they can be used in so many different ways. Like an NFT could be your car, it could be your house, it could be your identity, it could be all these different things. And the beauty of it is that there's a way to trace your ownership of it, and nobody can dispute that. And then if you wanted to trade that thing, that asset, you can do that without a middleman as well.
Yeah, as long as those servers are still up, right? As long as the infrastructure that supports it is up and running.
And that it's decentralized.
I think that's a cool thing. Like, I think it's useful to be able to trace the ownership of stuff, because now you can't have a situation like with traditional art in the past where, you know, somebody's great grandpa stole it in the war from some, I don't know, Vietnamese family or something, and then brought it to America, and now it's his family's, and then it sells for like $1 million. So I like that, and I'm all for the clear-cut way of being able to receive royalties for your art with when it's on the blockchain. But the way they're used now is what I was referencing when I was saying that it has no value to me. The same way that the NBA is doing those collectible cards, trading cards, moments they're calling them, which also have no inherent value, and it's just stupid how people are using it. But I think
I completely
right now
agree
I
with
think,
you on that.
Yeah, so maybe I shouldn't have said that I think NFTs don't have value. I should have said the current state of how NFTs are used does not contribute any value for me.
I agree. I think right now it's people just trying to make as much money as they can off the idea. Exactly. Whereas it has potential to mean more than that. Like, let's say it's kind of like DLC, but it's something you can keep across games and anything. So imagine you get some DLC in a game and you own it, rather than you just own it in the game. That concept is quite good, because then you can use it in something else, I suppose, in the metaverse.
It's speculative at the moment. So, and you're right. Like the value behind the assets that are being sold on these marketplaces don't have any intrinsic value when it comes to, I think there's different types of value, right? So in my opinion, value is formed from different ways. So you've got the story behind something.
I'm just gonna quit to the main menu to add Dave back.
Sure.
Oh, my connection's too shit with both of them. Like the Discord call is really laggy when I'm playing Rocket League, so I'm just going to stop for a bit.
Do you want to try your Switch?
I could do, yeah.
Give it a go.
I'll see if that's less less consuming of the bandwidth. Let's have a go. You can play one without me. I need to put it on the Wi-Fi and stuff.
All right.
So I don't have it connected, I don't think.
Ooh, tournament and wait, was it that if I join? Oh,
if you join, you can't matchmake for another game.
Yeah.
You have to wait.
Let's just.
Oh, I got purple. Oh god.
This might be okay actually.
Yeah, so I was saying that. What was I saying? Oh yeah,
NFTs suck.
the value is created in different ways, and it means different things to different people. Like the story behind something can matter. Like when Jack Dorsey made his first tweet into an NFT, you've got things like scarcity, representation, fear of missing out. All these different things tie into value. And when you think about when it comes to like houses and cars and paintings and whatnot, that's one form of value, but you've also got ideas like relationships, art. It's people attribute value in so many different ways, and some people attribute value to nothing. So it's kind of
for sure.
It's a tricky concept to say it doesn't have any value, because it might not have value to you, but then maybe to somebody else it's
true, has value to some people.
But to me, the only person that it matters for it to have value to is myself, right? So I don't actually care if other people find it valuable if I don't. It's like some people find those shoebox apartments in London super valuable, right? And I could just not see it ever. So yeah, that's why I was saying that it's.
I agree though that most of it now is just speculative, and most of the NFTs in JPEG format are just pretty much garbage.
So what NFTs now would you? So you believe that these things are valuable, right?
NFTs themselves, yeah.
Yeah. What would you now buy that you think is valuable, would be valuable to you, if anything?
I probably wouldn't speculate on NFTs themselves now, just because, like I said, I'm in agreement with you that most of the JPEG NFTs out there are just speculative, and will fall to zero one day. So I'd much rather, which I'm trying to do, invest in the actual technology behind it and ideas that can create onboarding ramps for lots more people into understanding the different types of NFTs and their potential value in the real world, like what we attribute value to today, like houses, cars, music, film, all these different things, right? Imagine which is being done now. So some songwriters are creating their music as NFTs, and then they'll put them on a marketplace, and people can purchase pieces of that NFT, and then when that sells, the artist will get a lot more royalties than they did with Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, which is really cool.
Yeah, from the royalties thing, I get completely, and especially for artists, for them, it's a huge win. But just, if you purely want to support the artist you like, I can see why people would buy NFTs.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I wouldn't.
Why do people buy?
At the moment.
Why do people buy Lamborghinis? Right? Like,
because they got small dicks.
Yeah.
Got him.
Got him.
Yeah. Personally, I wouldn't. Even if I had the money to buy it, I would never buy a Lamborghini.
Yeah, they are overpriced, I think, for what they are.
Yeah.
Just like Bored Apes.
Oh my god, yeah.
Exactly.
Bored Apes.
Yeah. Pay £100,000 for a picture of a monkey.
Yeah.
Or you could buy a house.
And then try
100,000. some of them have gone for
300.
millions.
Yeah.
Yeah, jeez. Well, between a house and a picture of a monkey, I mean, it's a tough one.
But Dave, you can't screenshot it, okay?
Yeah, not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
It decreases the value.
Yeah, no, just the browser or whatever you're viewing it on just doesn't allow you to screenshot. It's impossible.
Yeah. Unless they put it on Twitter as their profile picture.
Yeah.
In case screenshot away.
Yeah. I like the sentiment of some artists and especially actors that have said at a certain point art becomes their art is not theirs anymore, in the sense that let's say you have like a film. Well, I guess that's the reason why copyright law exists, right? So if you have a film that's really, really influential, after a certain time, it becomes public domain, right? And anyone can use it. I would be really interested in how that would work with NFTs, because it sounds like it's not going to allow for that unless it's like implemented afterwards. Because at the moment, let's say we all jump on the blockchain and we all use these use like crypto but we all buy NFTs. It sounds like you would never have a public domain. It kind of goes against having just a public domain artworks or
I get what you mean. I think it would probably have to be programmed into the platform prior. So if you say, I don't know, if I die, it gets transferred over to this person. But then you'd have to verify that person's dead. So I don't know how you.
Yeah, but that's
how you do that.
You're inheriting that though. Like, Dave, are you joining, by the way?
Oh yeah, you can invite me now. I'll rejoin.
I get what you mean. Like, how do you make it available to the public?
Yes, it is.
That could be written into the smart contract itself. So smart contract is a way to mint an NFT. So you could say, I don't know, after in 100 years, so you'll be dead then it will become available to.
But then the people that are buying that token for your art might not like that. They'll be like, then what's the point of me spending thousands of dollars for a piece of something that would eventually not be mine anymore?
But I mean, that's more than what you get now, right? Like now you can't even invest in your favorite artists. Like,
you can if you go to their concerts, if you buy their merch, that's sort of investing in them.
I kind of disagree though, because most of that money probably goes to the middle people.
That's if you buy records.
Yeah,
but that's if you buy their records. And I think if they have competitive 3v3, if you have if the artist sells merch, first of all, I know this because literally every YouTuber that I watch has said, if you want to support me, buy my merch. So they take into account the expenses that they will have, and they have like a margin that they're happy to get from the merch. So I think that's enough to support artists. Don't necessarily have to have a token of a piece of their music or something. I don't think. But then,
isn't it kind of weird that they might as well just be fashion designers then? Because then you're not supporting. You're not actually investing in their music. You're investing in the merchant. Like, what about if they make shit merch?
But
then you're like,
you're buying it you're buying it to allow them to have
to support
the production of their music, right? So that money is gonna go to them paying for let's say a studio, better microphones or whatever, better guitars, better.
Exactly.
But there's loads of caveats behind that, because what about if you don't like the way the clothes are being made, maybe for whatever reason they're made using
child labor or something.
Child labor, whatever it is, or the clothes aren't vegan. I have no idea. If
Brewski
I think there's
sounds.
loads of. Is that a beer
Hear
then?
the sound of the beer opening. I tried holding it away from the mic. It's no good.
So it's a way to more directly invest in the artists themselves.
Well, let me then give you another way. You can just straight up PayPal them some money or whatever. Just donate money to their
but this is a way for you to make money off it as well. So it's not just.
But then it becomes about.
in-
But then it becomes about you making a cut from other people's work. That's not. I wouldn't necessarily agree that that's how you support artists. I mean, if you really, really like an artist, you can just purchase their products, whatever they might be, and
And they have Patreon or something. Like YouTubers.
Patreon is really good.
You could do that, right? Like you could still donate to the artist. It's not. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying that if they allow it, and if you also want to, you can make a profit with them. So, which you weren't really able to do before.
Yeah, I guess so.
You can only really do that with like stocks and stuff now.
If they want to make, if they're like, if they do music or art or something and they make an NFT of it, then you buying it makes them money, and then you can make money yourself when you sell it. So makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, but currently it's not like that. So currently, this
really.
whole the whole world of NFTs is slightly cancerous, in my opinion.
Give me the money, please.
Yeah.
Yes. I
That's
think
all it is. Give me money. I'll make some pictures. Please give me money.
Oh look, they're all different. Like you can have 500 different monkeys.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you wouldn't do it though? Come on now.
What? Buy monkeys?
No. If you could make like a collection of 10,000 and then have each of them bought for whatever amount.
Oh well, I tried with like 3. Apparently mine are not that valuable. So.
Well, you have to be famous first, I think.
Yeah.
But people have to know who you are.
But my intent behind it was literally, let me sell something to some stupid ass people that would pay me thousands of dollars for something that I made in a day, right? So that was my intent, which I don't like.
Which is the intent of a lot of people at the moment. And I say that if you can make the money, then fair play to you. I don't think it's anything to, unless just if people believe that they're getting value from it. I don't think it's a scam. I don't think you can call it a scam.
Yeah.
Unless you're intentionally.
No, I don't think it's a scam because they tell you what you're about to do. You make your own decision. You spend your own money. Like it's not trivial even. Like the other day, Ollie was helping me set up on a crypto wallet, transfer some funds, and invest in a DAO or whatever, and didn't work out. And it's super non-trivial. Like it takes a lot of patience and technical knowledge to even do this simple thing right now. So I don't think it's a scam in the sense that you need to know exactly what you're doing when you're spending that money. And those people are just dumb for buying
things. If you're going to spend that much on it, you're either dumb or you really think you're going to make
They haven't
profit.
been scammed for sure. Like they knew what they
I think
were
it's
doing.
like it's like the greater fool theory, that you think someone's going to be a bigger fool than you and spend more than you did on it.
Yes, exactly.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, it works a lot of the time, but sometimes it definitely doesn't.
Sure
So
it does.
it's it is completely speculative. Completely, 100% agree. But same with stocks. Like the argument could be made for stocks. You think that you're gonna buy it, and that somebody else is going to buy it for more.
Mm-hmm.
That's the idea of stocks, right? So,
I guess so. Yeah.
I forgot your other point that you made. My mind went blank.
No worries. I think just in general, I think that it's got a long way to go before it becomes truly usable and valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to be in the metaverse.
Ass at the moment.
Yeah, we have to be in the metaverse. Yeah. We have to have
NFT.
We have to have nothing physical left in this world and just
NFT hats, NFT like girlfriends.
Yeah.
NFT houses. You have like a mansion as an NFT.
Imagine like having like
box on the street.
Yeah, having like some sort of digital world that you decorate with a bunch of weird animal things and other animal characters.
Friends.
Come to your house to see your animal decorations.
You put furniture in your house and then decorate your town, and then all your animal friends come and visit you.
That would be super successful.
Yeah, that
sounds
would be
like a fever dream to
me. Really good game, yeah.
What? That's not a game, Dave. That's gonna be reality.
That will be. If I could move to the Animal Crossing universe, I probably would.
Wow, that's sad.
But wouldn't you?
That is the saddest thing
I've heard this week. Bored?
No, because you get to hang out with all the cool animals.
Yeah, but then every time you go and talk to Jeremy the giraffe,
they have
I don't know,
default dialogue.
Default dialogue. Yeah. Hi.
And you're like, where's the exit?
What a great day it is today. Yeah, it's true. It's like idealist fantasy until you realize it's just like. It's like the Truman Show, you know. You realize it's all fake in the end.
Exactly. So that's another thing. I think maybe it's a different topic actually, but just to put that out there, I think sooner or later, people are gonna hopefully remember that the real value is in the real world, and that all of this stuff essentially does nothing for you.
That's not what the Zuck wants you to think, though.
Yeah. So,
guys, you need to go into the metaverse and become one with the machine. When I was created, I had one goal, and that was creating humanity in the metaverse.
Is that a hint of a lisp at the end as well? For now, I'm very conservative and old-fashioned in that new world, the new frontier.
I'm with you on it. I mean, it's scary the direction that we seem to be going in. And for example, you can buy virtual land now as NFTs and stuff like that. And I think maybe it will go up in value in the future. Probably it will, but it's, I don't know, I'd rather live in a real house. If you can afford to buy both, then carry on. But if you can only afford one, probably put a roof over your head first.
Fucking metaverse real estate. Can you believe this shit?
That's true, Who needs a metaverse house? My house in Animal Crossing has 6 rooms, so...
You're a rich bitch.
And I didn't pay a single penny apart from the price of the game on getting that. You buy the game and that's it. There's no like extra purchases.
Man. Anyway, moving on to my topic, because we're hitting the hour mark.
We could discuss this all night.
So mine is more towards the good things that have happened since this whole like data and technical revolution has been going on, and COVID actually. So
Whoa.
not to say that COVID
good thing from COVID.
has
the only good thing that happened because of COVID.
Yeah, pretty much the only thing. Yeah, the only good thing because of COVID was how we're able to work remotely now. Well, for the people that work with digital media of some sort, which is all three of us. I think, honestly, I didn't think it would happen in our lifetime. I'm kind of hyped that it did. And recently I saw a post on LinkedIn, I think it was, of a recruiter saying how they are on absolute, like they're killing it right now with recruiting new hires for tech companies, because as soon as employer of a tech company or any digital company announces their return back to the office after everybody's received their vaccine booster, they get a massive influx of new hires for other companies. So they basically, one boss was saying that they got like 70% of their developers after a competitor company said that they're going back to the office. So their recruiters just went to that company and they were like, you know what, come over to our company. We won't force you back into the office for no reason.
You'll never have to interact with someone ever again.
So that's the counter argument, right? I hear that all the time now, that like, do you just want to be a hermit and stay at home and never see people? First of all, some people don't mind that. Some people's social circles are outside
Three
of work.
people on a podcast.
I mean, for me specifically, like I don't necessarily need to have a family at the workplace. Like for me, that's
cringe.
It's super cringe. And the other thing is, if I don't fulfill my duties as a family member at home, I don't get fired by my wife, right? Like, so you can't really say you have a family at work when it's conditional, you know. So so my whole topic was working from home and what is it good for and what is it bad for? In my opinion, honestly, it's good for it's probably the best thing to come out of in terms of work related thing to happen during our lifetimes, because I think it gives so many people, like I'm not just talking about antisocial people such as myself, I'm talking about people that have difficulty in mobility, let's say. They have difficulty reaching their workplace, like they have to commute 2 hours a day. Which I used to do.
London on the tube or whatever.
I used to do that. I used to literally waste hours of my life every week commuting to my work that I could have done from my laptop at home. And so for me, this is honestly the best possible thing that could have happened. And I don't get why some companies, some employers are regressing back to a 9 to 5 at the office type of deal.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, it's, to me, what it looks like, and I actually ended up leaving my previous company as I didn't have to go back myself, but a lot of people in the office did have to go back. And it was definitely a reason for them to want to leave, and lots of them did. Yeah. But it's a power thing. At least the company that I was working at before, you'd have a guy at the top or a group of people at the top who just want to control your every move, and they want to be able to see you sitting in front of them, even if you're doing far less work, which most of the time I was doing less work than when I was at home. Definitely, as long as they can see you there, like suffering with them, that's all that matters. And
if you're sitting at your
desk,
desk,
blows my mind.
That's all that matters.
Yeah,
you
we're gonna
be browsing
suffer through
Facebook
this together.
Yeah, exactly. You can be questioning your existence. Was it all worth being born for this? Like sitting in a cubicle, doing some accounts or whatever.
And when you're at home, you can, if you need to, I don't know, hang your clothes because they've finished washing, or you just eat some food at a slightly different time than what you'd normally eat. It's the flexibility changes the quality of life completely.
Yeah, exactly. Quality of life is a huge thing. And why wouldn't your employer be happy about that? Like, I hear a lot of the sort of argument that employers have is like, now first of all, productivity, but that was debunked because so many companies did research on their productivity during the pandemic when we were all in lockdown, and they were for certain teams, specifically teams that do deal with digital work, they were more productive at home. It's different for people that work in like social roles, like obviously you can't be like what you can't have you can't be a nurse and do that from home. So but we're just specifically talking about digital era jobs, right? I just really dislike the argument of some people saying that how can you trust somebody is doing their work, and if they're at home, I mean, and how can you quality control their work while they're at home? So first of all, if you don't trust people to do their work, just fire them or don't hire them.
Exactly. You must have trusted them to hire them in the first place.
And it's super disrespectful. Like, if I was on the receiving end of that comment, I would feel super vexed, like by my employer, because I could be at work and browsing at memes all day, and I can be so good at it that you never know.
Exactly. Like at my last job, some days I was just literally just clicking around, pretending to do work for the entire day because I had nothing to do. I couldn't be bothered. But now I'm actually quite productive. Generally, even if I do go and make a coffee or go to Starbucks or something during the day, I still get the work done. So it doesn't. I
can see where the trust issues are coming from nowadays.
But no, I would say that that's more Phil of Dave's manager, because if he didn't have work to do, like, that's not his fault.
I mean, you should be judged on a set of tasks that you're asked to complete.
Exactly,
I get that you can use your initiative and find some stuff to do sometimes, but overall, I think and this also ties into not just remote working, but the amount of time that you work. I think, so now, for example, me and Victor are trying to, start up a side gig at the moment. But if we hire people, we don't we don't actually care about how many hours that they work. We care on a set of tasks that these people need to complete. That's the criteria, right? We don't care like, you need to work 8 hours a day and you need to be in this location, and because it's pointless. Like, they're not going to find more work to do for themselves just because.
I'm here for another 5 hours. Better find something to do. Or shall I just browse Facebook or go and chat with some people online or something?
I'll go to the kitchen in the office and make coffee for an hour, and then
or disrupt people at the office by just chatting to them.
Start a conversation.
Which by the way, it happens to me all the time in the office right now, because we are back, officially back, not full time all the time. There are still remote days, but one of the arguments that against remote working is like, you just don't get involved with your colleagues as much. You don't communicate with them as well. It has been so frustrating being interrupted while I work now, coming back from the pandemic and from lockdown. it's been so frustrating getting used to being interrupted while I work again, like just from people just hanging about and like water cooler conversations around me. Like somebody goes to make coffee and like, oh, what you doing here? Like, well, working, trying to focus.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not, so you shouldn't. Yeah, so that's the whole thing, right? Like, should we really be putting value on that sort of interpersonal communication at work? Because I think work should just be work, honestly. It might sound a bit harsh, but I don't go to work to make friends. If I make friends at work, great, but that's not the objective of, working for me. And
I suppose.
I don't know why employers need to be so focused on that aspect of it.
Yeah. I mean, like we were saying, it's the employers, I think, just being completely naive to the situation and thinking everyone is there to do, to work incredibly hard every day. And, or even if they're not naive to it and encourage it, I think that's probably even worse, because then you're just there to have a good time. And how can you run a successful business like that? And I don't know, like maybe start a social group instead if you want to.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
Something that, because a lot of people that I've talked to, well, not a lot of people, but just some employers that I've talked to, friends of mine, give me this as an argument against remote working, right? And when I say it's bullshit, they're like, oh, offer a better solution then. Here's my hot take. Why not have fully remote? Like, first of all, whoever wants to go to the office, sure, like, feel free to go. I'm not saying people that are sociable and like to work in that way shouldn't. They should, if that works for them. But second of all, why not have everybody choose the way they work to their most productive state?
Yeah.
And have team building days or team building or social events as part of work, where you build that rapport and those relationships and connections with people. Because it's much better to have these conversations within a specific time slot during the week, like have fun with the people at work, like make some friends, instead of doing that while you're trying to finish your work on time as well. Because it's super frustrating, especially for people working in tech, which is all three of us, when you're trying to focus on something and you're being disrupted by quote unquote good communication at the workplace. So my point is, like, have people choose what they want to do and have dedicated social time or social nice Dave. Social events or team building events, if your company cares so much about this stuff.
Well, I think that's definitely one way to do it, but what I'm finding recently is just get people to work on a really difficult problem together. They're gonna
bond.
They're gonna have fights. They're gonna bond through the difficult times. When they're trying to solve problems, they're gonna have their own ideas. Like, have talented, smart people work on difficult problems, and that's that. I mean, you can take the term like difficult in so many different ways. Like a nurse's job is incredibly difficult. A programmer's job's difficult. A CEO's job's difficult. But those problems can be shared amongst your team. And I get why there's a need to socialize at work. But the bonding can come through the difficulty, and that the social aspect doesn't necessarily have to be in person for it to be effective at work. I definitely think that you need social time face to face with friends outside of work. But you choose that, right? Like, you choose your friend, you choose when, and the topics and stuff. So I think just difficulty is underrated. there's obviously you need to take breaks and take time to bond in different ways with your colleagues and stuff, but that's a great way to actually figure out the type of people you're working with and how they handle stressful situations, and you eventually end up I think becoming friends as a result.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I've felt the closest in terms of like friendship with recently I did like a short-term contract for big tech company that had remote workers only within our team. We had like one person who was on site, and the rest of the team was remote. And honestly, that because we worked on such complex problems, that's exactly how I felt. Like I immediately started building a good relationship with them through solving problems, and without even seeing them in real life, right? And getting to know them like even through chat or like Zoom calls or whatever. And we also had the dedicated time, like a couple Fridays in the month when we would just sit down after work and just talk about life, right? So I felt like I had a much better relationship with those guys than I did when I started out in my career and I had to go to the office like everyone before the pandemic, and worked again at a big company where I actually knew pretty much nobody and didn't feel connected to anybody there. And to this day, I don't speak to anybody from that company, where I stayed for a year, 9 to 5 at the office every day. So it's really about how you going to the office is not the prerequisite of building good relationships, for sure, with your team members. So I just think from my personal experience that argument is invalid. And go on. No, I was just gonna say that if employers know what's good for their business, they should really rethink that what they're doing if they're asking people to go back to the office full time. Because eventually those businesses will definitely die out. Like you either change with the times or you don't exist anymore as a company eventually.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
I think it should always be optional. If they have an office, if you want to go in, then you can go in. But if you don't, then like if it was up to me, maybe if the office was like a practical distance from me, then I'd probably go in maybe 2 days a week, maybe 3.
Yeah.
But that would be it. I wouldn't go in 5 days a week again.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Because at my last job, I did make friends, and we did socialize and stuff, which I haven't done with my current job, which is remote.
Right.
I've chatted with people, but it's not on the same level as when I was in the office. So I do appreciate that, but at the same time, if I want to get work done, I'd probably rather be at home and just get the work done rather than be constantly distracted by things and people.
Right.
So it really depends what you want out of the job.
Yeah, and fulfillment is a huge thing, and that ties into the difficulty of the tasks that you're asked to do as well. And if you feel fulfilled by the job that you're doing, then I think just being at the office, I think, can have so many distractions. There's enough context switching in work in general, right? So you might have to focus on, let's take the example of a programmer, which I'm not. You have to, I don't know, you're focusing on one problem and then another one comes up and maybe you fix something and then actually it's broken, whatever. So you're constantly switching. And then combine that with the fact that, I don't know, Jeremy from whatever department comes over, customer support, and he starts talking to you about
cars,
some problems or like he's having at home, and then you have to. Yeah, it's difficult because you have to be there for him and be there for your job and.
For your secret lover, Jeremy. Not here, Jeremy. Absolutely. Like there's this social pressure. Because my wife was saying, why don't you just make a sign, put it on your desk, don't bother me during these hours.
Do not disturb.
And I was like, so you basically want me to be the only weirdo at work. That does
they're like, well, did you see Victor's sign on his desk? Do not disturb. Wow.
I'd probably get called into HR and be asked about what's wrong with me, you know.
Are you having trouble at home?
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with your colleagues? You want to report something?
Are you considering suicide?
Was this Jeremy?
So another point that I would assume that employers would have, because if I was an employer, that would be the first thing I would think of, is how much cost are we saving our employers by not being in the office? Cost of electricity, you know, water coolers,
electricity, coffee.
Just every
coffee. The most expensive thing in the office, coffee.
Office rent if they don't own the building, right?
Exactly. They could get a much smaller office. Just let a few people come in.
Or one of those
flexible working,
co-working spaces, right? Which are much cheaper. So I would be over the moon if I could have people pay for their own expenses and work for me and make money for me. I would just be so happy. As a boss.
Wow. You pay for your own internet.
Pay
for your own electricity. Pay for your own food,
coffee,
drinks.
Man, and I would have requirements of them. I'll be like, to get this job, you need 1,000 megabits internet connection and you know, top-notch computer or whatever. And they'll be like, no problem, man. You know why? Because it's a good trade-off. Because I'm working from home. I can have my own life.
Yep.
Would you... or send them a work laptop.
If you were managing a group of people, would you ask them to do specific hours? Or would you say, how would you structure their work?
I don't get... First of all, this is... if my employers are listening, sorry, but I never work 8 hours.
You never?
I never work 8 hours. That's just impossible. You cannot focus for 8 hours.
Yeah, true.
That is insane. Whoever thought of that? I basically work an hour or two a day. No, I'm kidding. But it's literally scientifically proven you cannot focus for that amount of time. My brain usually dies off around, I have a typical 9 to 5, right? Actually 8 to 5 with lunch. So my brain usually dies at about 3:45, around 4 p.m. And I know it because every single time I think oh man, I'm exhausted, what's the time? Every time I look at the clock, it's that time. So I effectively spend the last hour at work just waiting for the time to pass. I'm not actually doing any actual work.
Even that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I know some people that can barely do 4 hours of work at my job.
There's been days where
I make it
get up
to
in the morning
lunch.
and that's what I'm saying. There's been days where you get up in the morning and you're just I can't.
I wake up,
I can't even
do
think
my
today.
Scrum meeting while I'm still in bed on my phone. Take a shower, brush my teeth, and then 11 start working.
Boot up the Xbox.
Have a quick hour and a half breakfast to get yourself going. But that doesn't mean I don't complete my tasks. I have literally never not completed my tasks on time. And I've never worked 8 hours to do it. Absolutely never in my life. I think it's just one of those things that we it still comes from like back in the day when you had to like farm or whatever, and that those were like the times in the day that you had sun outside. So people just kept it as like, oh yeah, of course people work from 8
It's
to
true, yeah. Who decided that 5 days a week, 8 hours? Who thought that's a work week, that's it?
Yeah.
It was Henry Ford.
Ideas.
What did you say, Ollie?
It was Henry Ford, the guy that created
the car guy.
the car guy. Basically, he did it so that when people were working in the factory, they could work a specific time slot and they could check in and out. Basically, that's it was a way to get people regularly at a specific time every day.
Yeah.
And
to ensure
at the time,
production doesn't
it
stop
maximized. Yeah, exactly right. Because he needed it.
For a factory.
For a factory, you can't like say, oh, it doesn't matter if you work a couple hours, you get your tasks done, because it's not how a factory works.
Yeah.
But then we took that and we translated that to every single job ever. And it just doesn't fit.
No, it doesn't. As a designer or developer, you don't know how long things are going to take. If they say, okay, you need to develop this or finish this task by whatever deadline, if you do that, then why do you need to sit around for another several hours waiting around for the next task?
Or oftentimes when I used to be a junior developer, oftentimes what I would do is I would finish my task, let's say at 2 p.m. and I wouldn't close that ticket until 5 to appear as if I've worked those hours, because that's sort of what is expected of me, right? So it's bullshit. I would much rather, if I was an employer, I would much rather my employee finish their tasks on time, obviously within a deadline, without having to bullshit their way through some timesheet or whatever. Because that adds extra stress to your day, just thinking of how to manage those few extra hours that nobody is ever working. Like if somebody if somebody is working those 8 or 9 hours or whatever it is, I can guarantee you they're not happy. Like they're either exhausted or they're obsessed with their work.
The days I actually work doing a full day are the ones that I feel like I hate.
They might be doing that. We should probably specify they might be doing like factory work or
of course,
hospital or something.
Again, this is more specific to
office jobs.
Office jobs, especially like tech jobs, which is the world we are in. It's bunch of techies. Well, 2 techies and a designer boy. So I think it's absolute BS. I'm very much looking forward to those Nordic countries showing us once again who's boss, and like limiting their work week. Forget about work hours.
They said 4 days, didn't they?
4 days.
Some places.
Which I also fully agree with.
Can you imagine the morale boost?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine.
I'd be like, damn, I'm going to work so hard this week because I've only got 4 days to work.
You're like, shit, now I have to complete all those tasks in like 5 hours a day.
No, I've got a 5-day week. Might as well drag things out as long as I can.
Yeah. Instead of like your Scrum Master asking you how long is it gonna take you for you to save that Word file, and you'd be like, oh, maybe a couple of days. Try to fill in the sprint.
Man. There's a few difficult bugs I've got to work out on this one. It's going to take me a few days.
It's always bugs. There's always bugs. What did you do the entire Friday? Oh, just bug fixes,
I've heard that.
Doing some reports,
So
what's the phrase you use, Dave, with work? There's an acronym that you use with work.
Acronym?
Yeah.
Oh, BAU.
BAU, that's
as
it.
Usual. Yeah.
Bullshit as usual.
Yeah. Say, if I didn't do anything, I just said, I was just dealing with some BAU.
Yeah. Right.
There's like
Oh my
bug
God.
fixes, general requests,
Yeah.
optimizing things, you know.
Various
nothing.
activities.
Yeah.
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous tasks. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't even. I would, if I was an employer, again, I wouldn't even care how many days my employee works, as long as the job gets done on time, within a deadline
so,
or
yeah.
whatever. Oh shit. Why would I care if they're working on a Friday? Like,
Yeah.
if they're happier going fishing or whatever, yeah, let them.
Yeah.
They're more
If they're
productive.
getting pissed on a Friday,
Yeah.
but they did the work on the week. Yeah.
Oh man,
Why
don't
not?
even get me started on those fucking like casual Fridays and beer Fridays and shit. Like that's
Well, like my company did.
straight up
With
admitting
the
nobody.
happy hour on
yeah,
Friday.
nobody does work on Friday.
Especially
Go
remote.
up to one of the meeting rooms and
Yeah.
get wasted
Yeah, yeah,
at 5 p.m.
yeah. Or
Finish
watching
half an hour earlier.
watching footsie or whatever is on
Yeah.
in the background. No, it's such a like I get that rigidity for some things helps. Like deadlines, I don't think are going away. I don't think that's healthy to like completely remove that type of stress of like having to meet a deadline, because you
Yeah.
need to know how the business is. Oh shit! Oh my god. You need to know how the business is. You need to have some like concrete, measurable results within a time
Yeah.
frame. But how those are achieved, like, just however you want, mate. Like, just chill.
And
do it.
you need to be accountable, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter that if you work 1 day a week for 5 hours, if someone thinks that you're working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, but you get your tasks done.
Yeah,
If they're done to the same degree and you're accountable for your work,
yeah,
I don't see why there's a need to set that. It's because people are too lazy to actually set the tasks one by one or
yeah.
for every employee. But that's why you have managers. That's why you have
Yeah, well, what the fuck are managers doing at work? And why is there levels of them?
Yeah.
yeah. What's the middle?
Yeah, what's the
Management
middle
about-
doing? Like, there's a reason why nobody loves the middle
Sit
child.
around.
But yeah, it's. I think that's why I like The Office, the TV show. It's basically, it's exaggerated, of course, but it shows you the very, very real, like, actual reality of working in a modern workplace, where you have
Yeah.
managers that don't do shit, employees that don't do shit, but they're still there 9 to 5 every day doing stuff and collecting a paycheck. So the actual, I am 100% sure that the actual production value, the actual, like production of a company is maybe from 20% of its employees.
Yeah.
The rest are just there to punch in, punch out, and just find a way to trick the system into thinking, their boss is thinking that they're working. So it's
Yeah.
not it's not a accurate description of what like a healthy workplace is, to be there 9 to 5 every day.
Have you seen that meme of the those guys that were they're digging a hole or something? I think.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
they're on a construction site anyway, and there's like 10 managers around this one guy,
Yeah.
and then people are using it to like
Yeah.
say, well,
Man.
that one guy is the developer, or that one guy is the.
Forget the meme. Have you actually seen roadworks? Any roadworks that I've seen in my life have had like 5 people and
Yeah.
2 of them working, and the other
Yeah.
the other 3 like just drinking coffee or smoking cigarettes. And
Yeah, we passed some earlier actually.
yeah.
None of them were doing anything.
Yeah.
There was all cones in the row. They were just all standing around.
Yeah. It's just the psychology. So if you want to keep people accountable, just give them tasks to do and give them deadlines, or not deadlines, but just expectations to meet.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that was my topic, and we're on the an hour and 40-minute mark. So I think we can round it off for today. So we can make it.
Round it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Good
do it.
podcast.
Yes.
It's been real.
Yes. Thank you for listening. This has been the Space Stallions. Signing out, I guess.
Catch you on the flip side.
Boy.
All right. See you all later in the next episode.
Yeah.
Bye.
In the metaverse.